Good morning, everyone. Happy Mindful Monday. It's Jay popping on live from Ontario. I hope you guys had a great weekend. So I come on here every Monday morning and talk about mindfulness and mindset and some tips to help you get on with your day and your life in business or in personal life. This is my business page, so this is my way of giving back, whether you're a business owner or not. I think mindfulness, being in that mindfulness state is really key. So I try to think up things that have helped me through the week. And I know a lot of people struggle with their thoughts. We are not our thoughts. And, embracing mindfulness and how that's going to help you kind of get out of that hole. And what are the reasons why I say that? Well, those thoughts can, help with stress reduction. It's a lot of stress out there, high levels of stress, whether you're in work, personal relationships, other sources. And mindfulness really helps provide that practical tool to manage that stress by, cultivating that awareness and promoting that balanced perspective, right, on things. With digital distraction. I work online, so I'm online all the time. And that technology, it's that constant connect, that can lead to information overload, digital distraction. And mindfulness helps me, especially in my business, to unplug sometimes when I need to. And that constant stream of information coming at us, it fosters and it helps us be more focused on the things that really matter in the present mindset. Another one is mental health challenges, right? So with mental health issues, anxiety, depression, they're on the rise. And mindfulness has been shown to really effectively complement, right, that approach in managing and preventing mental health challenges. Really, what mindfulness is doing is promoting that emotional regulation, and that we're in tune with that and our self-awareness of what our bodies are actually doing in those stressful situations. Another thing, increased productivity, right? So, contrary to the belief, that constant business leads to increased productivity, and mindfulness practices really have been linked to improve your concentration. It's helped me a great deal in my business here, working online, that cognitive function and that creative problem solving. It just, because my mind's in a state of present and calmness, so you can, be able to tackle things that come at you. And it gives you a different perspective. Do I have challenges? Yes. Everyone has challenges every day. And I'll get into that a little bit, but individuals can foster really that sense of gratitude, right? And contentment and appreciation for life, even through those daily challenges. Improve relationships. And I put that there because, mindfulness sometimes cultivates that empathy and that active listening and that non-reactive judgmental, thoughts. And those are crucial to, help build and maintain a healthy relationship. And in a world where communication is often rapid and reactive, and mindfulness provides that counterbalance to that. It helps with adapting to change. That's been a huge one for me. The world is characterized by, constant change and uncertainty. And mindfulness encourages us to just adapt, right? Adapt to the teaching us, as individuals to respond to those situations and give us clarity and resilience instead of reacting impulsively. Gives us that work-life balance. That boundary between work and personal life has become sometimes blurred, and mindfulness practice helps that individual establish that healthy boundary and allows for more balance. It's like a balanced, fulfilled life. I always say, have the balance, have the balance. Like, I work hard, but I play hard. But have that balance, right? In anything that you do. Physical health benefits. I talk about it all the time. Mindfulness has been linked to various health benefits, including improved sleep and reduced blood pressure and enhance immune function. And these really all go together for that holistic approach in our well-being. So mindfulness really is that practice of being present, right? It's fully engaged in the current moment. And over the years, I've given different tips of how to do that. But we have those overwhelming thoughts. And did you know that our mind, I had to look this up, it's constantly flooded with thoughts, which I knew. But estimates suggest around 60 to 80,000 thoughts per day that come into your brain. And, acknowledging and challenges of dealing with that constant stream of thoughts, that has an impact on our well-being. So you can see the importance of mindfulness, to be able to decipher, to be able to know your worth, and be able to take those thoughts, because you don't want to put them under the carpet. They're in your head for a reason. But what are you going to do with them? Good morning, Brian. Individuals tend to identify themselves with their thoughts. And, we don't want to go there, because we are not our thoughts, right? And a lot of the thoughts come from fear, and fear is just thoughts. So you can overcome what you tell yourself. So whether it's in this business, I hear it all the time. I don't know if I can do this, or I've never gone live before, or I've never done anything. Either did I. And you have to train your brain to what fits into your daily life, right? Whether it's this business or not, right? So understanding that mind-body connection, that's key. So, how our thoughts are influenced by our emotions, our behaviors, our physical well-being. That's huge. Being in tune with your body, right? We're so in tune with what everybody else is doing, but you're forgetting how your body's reacting to things. So let's talk about a little bit of those negative thought patterns and the impact of your overall health. Are you ready? So here's some of the things, if you allow those negative thoughts to take over. Stress levels, they increase. And negative thoughts such as worry, self-doubt, fear, they trigger the body's stress response. The chronic stress is linked to a range of health problems, including cardiovascular, compromised immune function, digestive issues. It also has a great impact on our mental health, right? That persistent negative pattern that is closely tied to that mental health disorder and anxiety and depression. Negative self-talk and that pessimistic outlook can really contribute to the development of mental health conditions. It can weaken our immune system. Chronic stress is associated with negative thinking, and it's going to weaken your immune system, and making more individuals susceptible to illness and infections. And the body's ability to fight off those pathogens, they start to become compromised and likely to lead to being sick. So sleep disturbances, negative thoughts can interfere with your sleep patterns. It can alter brain function and structure. Long-term exposure to those negative thoughts can really, alter the brain. And a lot of neuroscientists always talk about, that chronic stress, those negative emotions may lead to changes in the brain, affecting those areas of memory and learning and emotional regulation. So this is crucial of being in a mindfulness state. Chronic stress is leading to elevated blood pressure, right? Increased heart rate, inflammation, even digestive system, right? Leading to issues of irritable bowel syndrome, lots of intestine problems. So, being aware of that, and just the compromise of your well-being, negative thought patterns really contribute to that negative emotional state. I call them slimers. You're around people that are negative all the time and they're letting it take over their brain. And it's not a nice place to live. And, or be in that negative town. And those persistent negative thoughts can lead to feelings of hopelessness, isolation, diminished sense of the satisfaction of life. They're in a depression. They want to give up, and it's that, and they are from thoughts. But you have the power to change that around. Does it happen overnight? No. But, that's why I come on here every Monday to give tips on training your brain. I don't think people realize the power of what you have inside you. Negative thoughts can impair your cognitive thinking, right? Affecting your decision making and problem solving, concentration. Like when you're in that world, you can't even think straight. So what is the role of mindfulness? Well, it helps us with our thoughts and our judgment of things, right? Mindfulness really, at its core, it cultivates, right? It's non-judgmental, and it's that awareness of the present moment. And mindfulness encourages people to be aware of their thoughts as they arise. You're not putting them under the rug, you're dealing with them. But the awareness involves being present in the moment and really consciously acknowledging the thoughts that come and go, okay, in the mind. What is your body doing when certain things come into your mind? How's your body reacting to it? Okay, so rather than getting entangled in those thoughts, mindfulness promotes that sense of detached observation. Yep, this is what I'm thinking over here, and this is what I'm going to do about it. It's detaching yourself from the thoughts. Because remember, there's 60 to 80,000 thoughts coming into your mind every day. So mindfulness teaches us that thoughts are transient. They're ever changing. It's when you get fixed on them and it takes over your life. That non-attachment diminishes the power that those thoughts may hold over you, in your emotional state. And mindfulness involves accepting the present moment as it is, right? And including those thoughts that arise even in that moment. And it's acknowledgement of that current mental state without resistance of judgment, but being aware of it, right? So it cultivates that curiosity. Mindfulness is that open attitude to our thoughts. And rather than really categorizing thoughts as good or bad or right or wrong, you can now approach the thoughts with a sense of curiosity and explore the origins. Where are they coming from? Understanding the nature. Why am I thinking that, right? And a lot of times those thoughts of fear are just that. They're just thoughts. And it doesn't mean they're real. Okay? So focus on your breath. Mindfulness, such as mindful breathing involves redirecting that attention, right? Whenever the mind wanders, breathing helps a lot. And the act of returning to the breath, right? And a mental space between that individual and their thoughts. And it allows for more, I guess, impartial observation on the thoughts without judgment. So what are some benefits? Well, we went through a little bit in the beginning of mindfulness, but it really decreases that stress, in our lives, improves our focus. It enhances our emotional regulation. I think emotions can be a huge thing that takes over, and it's the overall well-being, right? When you want to be in the mindful world than the negative world, I don't know, I would. And that's why I choose to train my brain to be in that realm. Mindfulness in everyday life, really just in any activity you do, whether it's eating, walking, talking to a friend, communicating with someone, be in the now, take it all in. I think a lot of people, they don't even remember what they just did, or if they went for a walk, what they just saw. So are you really taking in those, I always call them little miracles in the day? And encourage, mindfulness in your daily routines every day, whether it's just a little mindful things throughout the day. and I've talked about that a lot over the years. But overcoming those challenges, I know we're faced with them. And sometimes people are restless or they have a lack of time. But, start small, because, you're worth it, and you don't want it to take over your life, and because you can change that around. This life is not a dress rehearsal. And, what are you going to do with your life, right? You don't want to live in the negative thought patterns. You can change that around. And starting with a grateful heart in the morning always helps me. So, a lot of things like begin with short sessions, right? Even just a few minutes of mindfulness can make a difference. Starting small allows you to establish a routine without feeling overwhelmed. Even when we start this business, I always say step by step, right? You're going to learn, then you're going to do better next time, and then you're going to learn, and then you're going to keep going. So select a time that works best for you. If you're not a morning person, maybe perhaps do something in the afternoon or evening. It's just a few minutes of mindfulness can really make a difference. And starting this allows you to really establish a routine so that you're not overwhelmed, and choosing a time that works best for you. And it could be in the morning, during a break, perhaps the evening before bedtime, but consistency is the key. Another thing is, like I said, in those daily activities. I know it's silly. I remember doing one on eating, smelling the food, looking at the food, taking a bite. What does it taste like? What's happening around you? It's being in the now. And the reason why I talked about that is because those little routine and habits that we do in the day already, they can really help you train your brain to think in a mindful state. And it can be very simple. Setting reminders for yourself if you need to, taking those mindful breaks, that's huge. Close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, not when you're driving, but, whenever you have that time to focus your attention on the sensation of your breath. And that can be done in 2 minutes. Lots of apps out there, lots of things on Headspace, or lots of things. Have a dedicated space if you need to. Sometimes I just do it in the car. Sometimes it's here in the morning. But have it so that you can signal your time for your mindfulness time. Let's see here. Even brushing your teeth. Maybe it's a mindful moment with yourself while you're brushing your teeth. You can do it anytime. That's the nice thing. You don't have to be meditating. You don't have to have your eyes closed. You can start changing your brain. I've seen it powerful in so many people's lives when they start to change their thoughts. And remember, the negative thoughts are not you, and they don't define you, okay? And just be mindful of the social media consumption. I can be guilty of that because I do work online. And take those breaks when you need to, right? Use social media mindfully, being fully in the present and engaging with the content. Hey, Jendol. Yes, I haven't seen you in a bit. But remember, key is the consistency, right? Experiment with different strategies to find what works for you. Don't overthink it, and gradually increase during your day with the mindfulness practice. Because think of it this way. Say if there's something that you want to do. You got your mind fixed on it. You're going to find all about it. You're going to research it. You're going to, maybe it's a passion of yours, and you're going to find out how to succeed at that, or whatever the task is at hand. So it's the same thing with mindfulness. You are worth the change in your brain. So go out and change it for yourself. I always end with a few quote. There's two here. And this is the first one. It's Eckhart Tolle. And it's the primary cause of an unhappiness is never the situation, but your thoughts about it. Be aware of your thoughts you're thinking. Separate them from the situation, which is always neutral. It is as it is. So, that's that quote I thought really looks at the essence of our thoughts about any situation, rather than the situation itself. Determine your emotional state. What kind of state are you in? Are you a basket case? Can you not handle your emotions? So look at how your body's reacting to things. Be aware of your thoughts. How are you responding to things? Recognizing them. Separate them, though, from your external circumstances. You can gain sense of control over your reactions and emotions. See how powerful that is? Another one is John Kabat-Zinn. You are not your thoughts. You are aware of your thoughts. You are not your emotions. You feel your emotions. You are not your body. You look at it in the mirror and experience the world through it. And I picked those two because I just thought they were just explaining exactly what I was trying to get across. You know, it's that distinction between our true selves, the observer of awareness, of our thoughts, of our emotions, of our physical body that we experience. It really highlights the role of mindfulness and physical body that we experience, and that we're not defined by that ever-changing nature of our thoughts. Remember, we have thousands and thousands of them coming in. Don't let them take over. You know, separate those thoughts and emotions, but rather that capacity to be aware of them. And that's when mindfulness is powerful. So I hope that helps. And, you know, those of you that are watching that are in the business, change your thought patterns, right? You can succeed. You can do anything you put your mind to. You know, manifest that, right? Manifest is what you want. Maybe it's more time with your children. So you're going to build your business to have that time freedom. For me, it was to be able to retire early. Did it take me 2.5, almost 3 years? Yep. But it was worth it. You know, it saved me 14 years to retirement. And now I can enjoy, right? I'm still building my business. And, you know, but it's the power of the mind. And we all have this awesome training in our mentorship and coaching, and you know, you can do it too. Anybody can. Doesn't matter if people start the business at 18 to 75, 80. You're never too old to learn something new. So it's just how you're going to control those thoughts that you tell yourself, right? I remember in the beginning, real quick, oh, Jay, I don't know. Can you do this? And I went, wait a second. Why can't I? Right? But I had to keep training my brain to think in that way. And you can. And life is short. So go out and make it the way you want. Create your best life. Oh, hey, Jonathan, change the mindset, change your life. There it is, right there, Kadeen. Change your mindset. You have the power. Everyone has their mindset. Just how is it though, right? Are you always fixated on the negative? And those type of people aren't very great to be around. I call them slimers, because if you've ever been in a room with negative people, they slime you with their negative. And then you start talking negative and wait a second, what just happened here? So surround yourself with people. And I've talked about that at other times of what to do, you know, to encourage yourself. But our community of business owners, it's very much positive. And people are just, all there for each other, right? To see each other succeed. So I've kept you long enough. Have a good day, everybody. And make a good day for yourself. Change your thought patterns. Remember, the thoughts are not your thoughts. So take charge. Okay. Have a good day. We'll talk to you guys soon. Ciao.